What is up, everybody? Skratch coming up with another video. We are back at the chopper here with Ash. What's up, Ash? How are you doing, buddy?
What's up, Skratch? How you doing, man?
Yeah, doing
I see
pretty
what you
good.
did there. See what you did there.
Doing pretty good. Guys, in this video, we have Ash on the channel with us. We're going to talk about the SHADOWKIN faction, which is about to open in around 2 days. You're going to see the new faction here. And if you haven't completed all the stars to get your Lydia, you're going to get in trouble once that new faction comes out in the new rotation. But in today's video, guys, we're gonna do a guide on what champions we would suggest you to level up for that particular faction, because you want to get ahead and destroy it as soon as possible. We will be getting some new rewards, how you've seen on the screen just here. Now, I'm not sure if we're gonna get a sacred shard. I have a feeling that we're gonna get a fat lip and a 5-star chicken at the end, but hey, a man can dream. A man can dream.
We're going to get the sacred man. I'm that sucker who thinks we actually will, you know? We'll see.
But guys, make sure you go and check out Ash. I will be leaving his YouTube channel in the description down below and his Twitter. So make sure you follow him there as well. But Ash, if you want to start, should we start with rare champions, right?
Rare champions, dude. Are you joking? Scratch.
Do we have
They
any
don't
good,
really
do we
rare
have any good
Yes.
rare champions in
Yes.
2021 to 2022?
Good. Good, that is arguable, but for people who are maybe, you know, just starting out, or they just have a lack of SHADOWKIN champions, there is one that is pretty solid, actually, in the SHADOWKIN faction. He's one of really only 2 rares, I think, 2021, that were added to the game that I actually think are worth taking to at least 50, level 50 to 5 stars, and that is Odishai. He's a Force Affinity SHADOWKIN rare. Not too bad. He's defense based, so he's easy to keep alive. He's not as squishy as normal rare champions. He has on his A1 a provoke, okay. On his A2 though, on a 3-turn cooldown, we have a shield. So obviously for faction wars, you know, we're not really trying to race the clock here, are we, Skratch? We're trying to stay alive, you know?
Yeah, pretty much.
So defense based 3-turn cooldown shield, sign me up. And then we have block buffs on all block debuffs on all allies for 1 turn, and the weak version of increased defense. This is actually a really good support kit on a 3-turn cooldown, especially for a rare champion. He has defense in dungeons by 25%, so obviously not going to help you in faction wars, but I think his kit is definitely a highlight of rares in 2021, so he's worth building.
Yeah, he doesn't need that many books either. I was actually just checking, so I would probably 6-star this champion if I don't have enough epics or legendaries for this particular faction, and I wanna get it done, you know. Definitely not a bad rare champion for there.
With the caliber of some of the epics they're releasing lately, like I think he's better than a lot of epics lately. You know, honestly, you know.
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, Odishai.
Lovely. So Taya, she's the one from the Doom Tower. Is still far ahead, guys. We're gonna get her at some point, so we're not really gonna talk about that champion. We have Toragi. Everybody's very familiar with what a powerful champion he is. Ally protection, we have a bit of shield, we have poisons. Overall, an awesome champion, I don't have to tell you. If you already have him, probably he's at 60 and definitely not chilling in the vault. Awesome, awesome champion. What do you think about Hotatsu?
I think he's one of the best, I feel like, you know, that you can invest in here. Probably the best epic that you can invest in, along with the Frogman. There are some good ones otherwise, but Hotatsu, man, he's defense-based again, easy to keep alive. He has Leech on the A1, will help you out against the red boss if you get there, right? Yep. But more importantly, he has an AoE, 3-turn cooldown, decrease attack, pretty good land rate, you know, 80%. Can get that up to 85 with Sniper. And then we have Mastery. And then on the A3, he's got increased defense, big version, and continuous heal on a 3-turn cooldown, removing CC buffs from himself on the passive. And then he has defense in all battles by 25%. Like, this guy's a stud.
Definitely, S tier for faction. You have support, you have a bit of heal, attack down, leech. Definitely an awesome champion for the faction.
Yeah, you really can't ask for much better than everything he's bringing to the table, you know?
Not at all, actually. He rocks. Now, in terms of Chani, I can't really remember much about her kit. We have poison sensitivity, increased accuracy, increased attack.
She has that weird passive too, you know?
HP burn, attacks all enemies, increases the duration of all debuffs, and immune to decreased accuracy. Okay, and with the crit rate, yeah. Decentish. I feel like she's not really necessarily the one I would look for. She's a bit squishy.
Clan boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like she's okay for clan boss, I feel like, but yeah, I don't know. She's more of a single target to me.
yeah, if you don't have anything else better, of course you're gonna use her. But if you have more
Yeah.
options available, she's definitely not one that I would suggest you guys definitely get her done, you know? Umetogi, I feel like she was with the previous fusion or 2 fusions ago, I can't really remember. She's actually good for damage if you're lacking damage, you know? On the A1, attacks one enemy 2 times, additional chance to crit, sorry, if she's under Veil or Perfect Veil. Then attacks one enemy 2 times, will ignore defense, pretty good as well. And then places Perfect Veil, increase speed, and fills her turn meter on the A3. And whenever this champion is attacked, completely blocks 1 hit. Literally takes 0 damage, and she counterattacks. So that makes her pretty good. When attacked by a boss, decreases the incoming damage by 50 instead, before counterattacking on a 2-turn cooldown. So you can have a pretty solid damage dealer that can stay alive on the waves, you know?
Yeah. I mean, when building a Faction Wars team, I try to like cover my decrease attack, you know, my buffs, my debuffs first, and then I worry about my damage dealer at the end. So for me, very low priority, especially if you have Ninja. Like I don't think I would really invest in her personally.
Yeah.
But you're right, she can deal out some damage, you know.
Yeah, with Ninja, I wouldn't really bother much about any other damage, honestly.
Yeah.
Sachi, I know you like Sachi. I'm gonna leave Sachi to you, Ash.
Sachi's actually a really good champion, man. She has, decreased crit rate and the leech on the A2. She has an AoE on the A1 with decreased accuracy at a 50% land rate. That's pretty solid. You know, that's pretty solid.
Stun
She has
set.
increased attack. What's that?
A stun set on her. She will rock the waves.
Yeah. You know what, man? I'm like, I might turn off her A2 unless you really need it, and just have her alternate between her A1 and her A3. And I don't know, man. I think that in this stun set, or just have her A1 stun set to death on that A1. I think she could be really effective there because, again, when you get to those higher level faction wars, sometimes you just need a stunner in there. And an AoE, never ending AoE in a stun set, you could do a lot worse with decreased accuracy being landed too, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. I think she's gonna be a huge champion for faction wars, yeah.
So she's a champion I would invest in way before Umetogi.
Yeah,
you
me
know?
too. Of
She's
course,
bringing a lot to the table.
Definitely,
Yeah.
100%. Fanshi, he's kind of more of a Fire Knight champion to me. We have decreased speed, triple hitter on the A1. We have a bit of a turn meter manipulation on the A2, and on the A3 we have poisons. Not the worst kit, but again, you have Ninja. You don't really have to bother with him much, you know.
Yeah, I'm passing. I mean, he's not a trash champion for other areas of the game. You mentioned Fire Knight, but just talking about Faction Wars, I'm going to take a pass on Fenshi.
I agree on that. Burangiri definitely rocks the Bommel boss. On the A1, Provoke. On the A2, AoE Stun. Definitely is going to be a star in the Faction Wars, guys. On the A3, we have Strengthen, Shield on all allies. Very good kit overall. And heals the champion whenever an ally or an enemy dies. And ally resistance in all battles by 40. He's gonna be a very good champion, even for the bosses in the faction wars because of the passive, and just generally CC, a bit of support, is a very tanky champion as well. I like him a lot, actually.
I do too, man. Like I think a lot of people who have him probably built him for Bommel. At least in the early days when we thought that he could just solo Bommel everywhere. It turned out was only like the easiest difficulties. But anyway. You're right, with the AoE stun and all the damage based on defense and all the buffs that he's bringing the shield to the table, man, this guy's a no-brainer to use in Faction Wars. I agree.
Love his hair. Awesome stuff. That design-wise, man, they're killing it with
man.
the design, huh?
He looks like kind of like Hades from that is it like Hercules, that Disney movie?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Exactly.
All right. Anyway, Shannaro pass, trash. Next.
Pass, yeah. I would definitely pass on her for Faction Wars, not even consider her.
Gory, pass.
Gory, I think he's passed as well. I can't remember something with the freeze, what he does. But yeah, 3 times at random. Nah, better Sachi, guys. But if you have them, so if you don't have the champions that were saying, yay, go for them, but you have some of these, we might be a bit harsh on them, but you can definitely make use of them. So don't get it wrong, you know? Then
it's just me, Skratch, but like, if I had, let's just say I only had maybe, 5 or 6 champions total from Shadowkin. I would take like probably Gori and Shinoru, even the crappiest ones that we mentioned, take them to level 50. I would not 6-star them, even if I only had, you know, a few other champions personally. But that's kind of, would you do the same?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. Me, I'm kind
Or
of
would
like,
you?
if I would be at a level where everybody else is, where I don't really need to go to kill that faction quick. I don't need to go and farm the glyphs because I don't care as much about it. I'm just a casual player. Yeah, I wouldn't bother with it, bro. Level 50, just do whatever I can, you know, because there's so much content to do in the game, guys. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wouldn't go ham on it at all, actually.
Got
Juro
you.
Jean, I'm actually missing this champion, and if I'm not
Pass.
mistaken, is the pass one. Yeah, the one that doesn't do nothing. Yeah,
I
that's
don't like
definitely
him,
a
man.
champion. I would suggest you do not invest in him even for that. Masamoto, he looks awesome in terms of design, but he's a pass to me as well, honestly.
Okay. I think that I would actually disagree here. I did a guide on Masamoto. I'm the only dude who ever even maxed this champion, right? I think that he's not too bad, right? I mean, I'll put it this way, Skratch. If somebody has Masamoto because of the fusion, but they don't have Hatasu, I would invest in Masamoto, right? Because he has the AoE decrease attack on a 3-turn cooldown. Again, very important for Faction Wars. And he also has the increased defense with a turn meter. Big version. So you're really getting a little bit of a weaker version of Hatasu here.
Yeah, I don't disagree on that at all. The turn meter boost as well can come in handy. I don't know. He needs a lot of books and stuff, so that's kind of puts me a bit off. The cooldowns are a bit long if you don't book.
The A1, man.
Yeah.
Ouch.
If the
Luckily,
A1,
the A3 is not bad, though.
If the A1 hits you guys before it hits the rest of the skills, you're in trouble. You know, you
Right,
gotta rob a
right.
library to get him booked. You know.
Everybody's trying to get the books into Yojimbo, the A3 there, and it's like, no, not dual slice. All right.
Oh, Boron. She was actually a pretty hot champion with the Hydra release in the first week when the Cheesy team was working. Interesting champion as a damage dealer. Again, you can have defense down on the A1 AoE if you have enough debuffs on one of the target to spread it around. Attacks one enemy 2 times, buffs herself, hides herself. She can be a killer. If you don't have Ninja and you have her, definitely a champion that I would 6-star because she does have the revive on that from her passive. So she's not gonna disappoint you, you know?
Yeah, she can deal some serious damage. You're right. She's a Hydra killer. I don't know, man. You're probably not going to be landing a lot of decrease defenses on the AoE,
No,
on the
you
A1
won't.
in Faction Wars, you know, because it's going to be hard to get that many debuffs out there. So for that reason, I would say like a little bit not as high on her as I am in like Hydra and in general. But you're right. If you need some damage, she and some sustainability, she's definitely a class act in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, this is mainly for newish people, I guess, that they don't have Ninja, because a lot of people,
Sure.
surprisingly, they missed on Ninja, you know? Jimbo.
It's a little awkward, man.
I know, yeah, it is. Unfortunately.
Yeah, just wait till like 2 years from now where it's like you can't even play Ninja because everybody in the comments of your videos are going to be like, who has Ninja? That was from like 2021. You're like, oh crap. Genbo is an arena beast. And I would say like a decent AoE nuker for Faction Wars, but you know, you're really investing in this guy for the arena, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would use him. I will probably end up in using him in my faction because I already have him at 60 and he can deal damage.
Yes.
So I think I'll definitely use him in my faction, but it's kind of like you need the damage, you don't need the damage. Now, in terms of legendaries, guys, we have tons of very good legendaries in this faction. We have a couple that are not the best. Noble, which is this bad boy right here.
Noble's only good for upgrading or empowering Ninja.
Correct. That's kind of like that's his destiny, you know?
Yeah, right?
Empower Ninja. And Genzin is kind of like the next one that's not wow out of the legendaries. But any other legendary out here, I feel like will do the job, will not let you down. Yoshi, Lady Kimi, Jintoro, Raiho, Huge, Kyoku, Gamuran. All of these champions, they're going to be amazing for Faction Wars. We're not even going to go to talk too much about the skills. I'm just going to ask Ash which is his favorite one except Ninja.
Well, that's a really difficult one, right? Because I think for me, it comes down... I mean, there are 3 S-tier champions here besides Ninja. like some of the best in the game, right? And it's Lady Kimmy, Rio Bone Spear, and Kyoku, I feel like, you know?
Yeah.
So I guess I would, you know, I think people are probably more familiar with Lady Kimmy and Rio. So just, I would just point out that Kyoku is really one of the best, if not the best tanks out there in the game now. She was just released. She has an AoE decrease attack. She also has a HP burn if it doesn't land, whatever. But on this A3, it's so unique and so strong. She has an ally protect for 2 turns on a 4-turn cooldown, a block damage for 3 turns on a 4-turn cooldown on herself, and then grants an extra turn, thereby cycling through all the abilities again and reducing the cooldown. She also has a Seeker-like passive with increased defense. I think she's just really incredible. Defense in all battles by 30%. So I guess she would be the one that I would kind of point out as a really good get if you were lucky enough to pull her.
Yeah, she's awesome, actually. I really, really like that champion. But yeah, I feel
How about you? Do you have like a fave?
Man, I'm in between the same 3 of them, but I think Raiho, she's kind of like my fave out here.
Yeah, she's incredible.
Design-wise,
she's incredible.
The kit is just crazy. Like when I look at her A2, I'm just like, oh my god, can she really do all that? You know,
right?
Like, it's
right?
so much going on there. Yeah, it's like crazy.
Yeah. I think that even Yoshi, you know, I think that he's going to be great for Faction Wars. You know, like he's not like an S tier champion, but he's going to help you out a lot with his, you know, his true fear and everything he's bringing to the table, increase accuracy. I guess my final question for you, man, would be Gamaran. We talked about him on my channel like a while ago, I think, like a month or whenever he was announced. And I remember speculating that he could be like really sneaky good. It's very fast, very unique A3. I built him and I was a little underwhelmed, man. Like he's a champion that I think that at some point in the future, there might be like a really powerful team or a use case for his A3 and his abilities. But otherwise, I wasn't like super impressed with him. How about you?
I only kind of like him for the A2, honestly, because he can spread the buffs.
The buff spread.
And the only reason I liked him is because I assumed that he will be able to spread the stone skin from the Hydra, the new set. So how he spreads immunity, he would be able to spread that. But unfortunately, it doesn't work. It doesn't do it. So he's just a Vault Keeper at the moment for me.
Yeah. I was kind of bummed out, man. When I pulled him, I was like, okay, it's going to be fun to try out. But yeah, I was kind of very unimpressed.
He looks awesome, though.
Anyway,
maybe in the future, he's going to be more viable for some particular
At least he's
content.
unique, you know?
Exactly.
If there's a bad champion who's super unique, then I'm like, I'm more tolerant of it, you know?
Exactly, yeah. You don't feel as bad when you have him, you know?
Exactly.
Because he's one of a kind. But guys, that covers our guide for the Shadowkin Faction Wars. We're gonna have the exact same bosses we have on the rest of the factions. The rotation might be a bit different. I'm not sure how the rotation is gonna go. Which boss is gonna be on the floor 7, on the 14th, and the 21st there. But the waves, they're pretty much gonna be the same like other factions. So you wanna see them, kill them, get the 3 stars, and move to beat the bosses, farm the glyphs, and roll that +1 or +3, whatever you're getting from your glyphs. A pleasure to have you on the channel, Ash. Make sure you head over to his channel. He actually has a video that's gonna drop out as well. Much love to all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all soon in the next one. Peace.